Thanks so much for joining me today. I'm Colleen Klimczak. I'm an organizational and productivity coach and a certified professional organizer. I own Peace of Mind Professional Organizing, LLC. Since 2003, I've been helping my clients live better lives through organizing and organizational and productivity coaching. I support my clients and my community with coaching, in-person and virtual organizing, my weekly podcast called Your Organized Life with Colleen Klimczak, a free weekly virtual productivity session called Finish Line Friday, a free weekly email newsletter, and regular content on Facebook and Instagram. I also offer presentations and professional development to groups and companies. And coming soon, I'll be launching a membership circle to support my community with even more coaching and productivity content. Want to finish strong with me this week? Join me for Finish Line Friday every Friday morning at 9 a.m. Central for a 2-hour productivity session. Drop me an email at colleen@peaceofmindpo.com to request my Zoom room link, or follow the Zoom room link on my Instagram or Facebook pages. Welcome to Your Organized Life, episode 107. And just like that, it's December. I'm recording this episode on Monday, December 2nd. And that was a line that both myself and my accountability partner used this morning. Just like that, it's December. Last week, in the span of 24 hours, I booked 3 presentations. 2 are in January and are on general organizing and decluttering. Those are typical topics for January, of course, in keeping with one of the top 5 New Year's resolutions, get organized and clear clutter. The 3rd presentation, though, is in just a few weeks and is a professional development lunch and learn for the staff at a local community college. The coordinator asked if I can weave together topics like how to find work-life balance this time of year, and maybe some self-care, and finally, how to plan to start 2025 strong. And I said, yes, I can do that. And I love it for all of us. So today we will tackle the work-life balance question. Let's look at how to stay productive when all the world is a distraction. This time of year, do you struggle to maintain focus in the midst of all the holiday hustle, bustle, and hype? I know I do. After a busy family weekend of volunteering, parties, and activities, I sat down Monday morning at my desk already tired, and I opened my inboxes to hundreds of email. I fought the temptation to run and hide, but it did get me thinking about how to stay productive and on task when all the world seems like a distraction. So here are some tips to help all of us, including me, out this time of year. First up, we need to clear the clutter in our workspace. Spend 10 minutes and file your filing. Tidy your resources. Empty the trash. Empty the shredder. Wash your coffee mug, or maybe swap it out for a holiday-themed one. And then take a few deep breaths and enjoy your cleared space. Whew. And then get back to work. Next up, clear the clutter in your inbox. Ruthlessly delete emails. A tip from my paper management classes that applies to email too: catalogs and email advertisements are sent with the specific intention of making you buy stuff. And if you don't want to shop right now, delete the emails, because this time of year especially, more will always come. Or put them in a folder to open later and put, review sale emails on your to-do list with a date and time, and maybe 15 minutes dedicated to it, and then move on. A preferred feature in my personal Gmail inbox is the promotions tab. I drag all promotional emails from my regular inbox to promotions to clean out my regular inbox, and also to collect those promo emails for when I do sit down to focus on Christmas shopping. And again, adding to the to-do list, I recommend we all check the promo inbox and spam folders a couple times a week to make sure we haven't misfiled anything. Next up, decorate your workspace, but just a little. We said work-life balance, right? So embrace the holidays, but just a little. For safety's sake, no candles. And for health's sake, no candy jar or food-scented anything, because it'll just make you hungry. See above maybe regarding my holiday coffee mug. And I do have one or two small decorations on the shelf a few feet away from my office. And that will be the extent of my decorations around my desk. Remember that any decorations you put up now will be clutter in 4 weeks. And I'm going to say that again for the people in the back. Remember, any decorations you put out now will be clutter in 4 weeks. So, like I said, decorate, but just a little. Next up, clear the clutter in your calendar and your to-do list. For example, I started this re-entry day with a dozen quick and easy tasks on my work to-do list. Send invoices, follow up with emails, schedule a client for Wednesday, etc. And I also made time, knowing that my inboxes would be full, to make sure I cleaned out all of those inboxes this morning before I moved on to anything else. Phew. Next up, employ hard stops. What does that mean? We all know when an event will start, right? So when we get an invitation, it has the start time, but we don't always know when it will or should end. A friend opened her home to a group of us over the weekend and served us a lovely brunch. It was wonderful. And then we all packed up and left 2 hours after we started so she could get to her next event. She wanted to make space in her calendar for all of us, and she did, but she also put that nice hard stop at the end. In addition to a firm start time, she gave us a hard stop, a specific end time before we began, and we tried to stick to it. We all should employ hard stops all year round, but especially when time and productivity are at a premium like this time of year. And hard stops may be difficult or uncomfortable to initiate at first, but I promise you everyone else will come to appreciate them too. Next up, don't get distracted. And I know that is far easier said than done, but we can check in many, many times a day or hour or minute to make sure that you're on task and doing what you actually intended to do today and not mindlessly browsing the internet or watching sappy videos on Facebook or chatting too long with a friend at the grocery store, even though a little while was awesome, catching up with a friend in the produce section. We need to not get distracted, and so we can compartmentalize and then set timers if we must. Next up, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but multitask, or as I have said before, switch task. I don't often recommend multitasking, but sometimes we must. But I prefer to use multitasking when it's a matter of set it and forget it types of tasks. For example, put the cookies in the oven and then write your blog, like I did this morning. Or run errands on your commute and use your time well. I also, tend to check my email remotely on my phone, so do I know how to order my tasks when I get home. What in your day is a set it and forget it task? Start dinner in the crock pot, start a load of laundry, start the dishwasher, and then step away and get some work done. We also absolutely need to still set professional goals, even though you're busy with other things this month. Keep a professional focus and make 1 or 2 more goals for this month to give you some accountability and keep you on track. Relatedly, start tracking what you do get done in a day, because I bet it's still a lot. And starting that good productivity habit now means it will be well established by January 1st. Speaking of, last tip is to start the January list. So what are important work tasks that need to be completed but can absolutely wait until January? Or personal tasks as well. Expectations are high enough this time of year without adding unnecessary stress. So look at that to-do list, personal and professional, and ask yourself if anything can wait a few weeks or even months, and then schedule those tasks for January. And I know I always say this, but leave notes for future you when you think of something. For example, we loaded up the car to drive home from Michigan on Thanksgiving night last week, and my son opened up an app on his phone and said, "Notes?" He gets me. I love that. But we did actually write some things down, like less mashed potatoes and dressing and more games and beverages, etc. So start that January list and leave future you some notes. I hope this helps you clear some brain and life clutter this week and maintain focus on your professional goals this time of year. Happy holidays. And now let's get back to business. Now is a great time to gain support around finishing 2024 strong and setting ourselves up to succeed in 2025. And that is what productivity coaching is all about. If it's time to invest in yourself and explore coaching for organizing and productivity, I would love to hear from you. Drop me a line via email at colleen@peaceofmindpo.com or message me through my social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, or LinkedIn. Thanks so much and talk to you next week.